I'm so excited, everyone, to be reopening the studio. Today, I'm going to discuss with you what our reopening plan is and take you through step by step how it will all work. I know it's been a long time since you've been in the hot room on your yoga mat and you can't wait. So I have created a slideshow today that I will take you through. First of all, we will be reopening in stages. Stage 1 will be on the 13th of June. Classes will resume. We will be under the restriction of only 10 people per class to start with. Because of this, as you can imagine, that makes it hard for our viability with only 10 people in the room. We're still excited to be taking the first step. We will be resuming with just 2 classes per day, one in the morning, one in the evening. Priority during this time will be given to those who are on unlimited passes and to those members who were attending much more regularly prior to the closure. The maximum attendance for each person while we're under this restriction will be 2 classes a week. During this, there will be no intro passes and there will be restrictions on class pass attendance if there's spaces available. Every student will be required also just to sign a checklist, which I will go through shortly, just agreeing to the hygiene and social distancing practices that we will be implementing. Stage 2, the plan will be when restrictions ease from 10 people a class to 20 people a class. We're expecting this to be happening at the end of the month, maybe mid-July, in 2 to 4 weeks' time. Once we get this announcement, we will resume then to 3 classes per day, going from 2 classes a day, which is 14 classes a week, to 3 a day, 21 classes a week. The restriction will ease, so you'll be able to attend unlimited times per week if you have an active pass, which will include class pass attendance. Bookings will still be absolutely essential, especially for those after work classes. At this stage, there will be no intro passes, and on your initial visit, a checklist will need to be completed. Stage 3, when restrictions ease further, we will still be complying with social distancing measures at this stage. When we get to this stage, we will be resuming a full schedule, which will be 28 classes a week, which will ease the booking system. At this stage, we can then allow intro passes. On initial visit, still a checklist to be completed. With social distancing measures, we can have 3 rows in the room, 9 people a row, 27 a class. So there's plenty of space for once we get to this stage as well, where we can still comply with social distancing. Bookings will be absolutely essential. I've created a separate video for this. If you go to the website, to the session times page, for those unlimited passes and regular practitioners, they will have a few days ahead and will be notified to make their booking. And then from the Sunday evening for that following week, class passes for any spots will be able to make bookings while we're in stage 1. Stage 2, obviously these restrictions will ease. So important, if you do make a booking, as restrictions are there, 10 people a class, you must cancel out of the class. You can do that logging in. If you're having any troubles, just email info@bikramyoga5dock.com.au and we will sort out the situation. Studio opening closing times will be changing. The studio will open only 15 minutes before class and will close 15 minutes after class. We're doing this to limit the amount of people in the studio at one time. When we start stage 1, there's 1 class in the morning, 1 in the evening. As we get to the next stage, there'll be 2 in the evening. So it is necessary that everyone, for example, you practice 5:30, at the end that everyone leave first before the next class can come in. When we get to this stage, we will need to change the late class from 7:15 to 7:30. That will hopefully just be a temporary change and only part of stage 2. I'll keep you posted with that at the moment. At this stage, at stage 1 class, the evening classes we're running are still 7:15. It's just when we get to that stage where we have back-to-back classes again. Please, if feeling unwell, do not come to class. Common sense. If you've got cough, running nose, fever, shortness of breath, we really need to maintain safe practices at the studio, and we may check your temperature if we have any suspicion of symptoms. Coughing and sneezing, there'll be a hygiene station in the studio. Please use a tissue or sneeze into your elbow, and you must dispose of tissues in the bin and apply hand sanitizer. The room has been marked out. There's ceilings, there's magnets on the ceiling so that all mats are at least 1.5 meters apart on all sides, 4 square meters per person in the room. So you must place the center of your mat underneath a magnet on the ceiling. Due to regulations, there will be, for the foreseeable future, no yoga mat rentals. And for cleanliness and storage, there will be no mat storage at the studio either. So we just ask you to consider this and plan ahead. In the initial stages as well, as recommended by both Yoga Australia and many state governments, there will be no showers and access to change rooms. So please come with your clothes on already, a nice warm tracksuit, do your class afterwards, dry off with your own towel, put your tracksuit back on, and either shower at home or your workplace. We know this is inconvenient and we'll release this restriction as soon as possible. It's just what needs to happen to start with. Toilets will be open. After use, there will be sanitizers in the toilets. Please spray the seat and wipe with toilet paper after the use, just as courtesy for the next user. If there is a problem, we just ask you don't address the issue yourself in the studio or talk or gossip in the change rooms. Just address with the teacher who's in the position to actually do something if there is a problem. We really value creating a safe and respectful environment for everyone at the studio, and this goes a long way. The doors will be marked. The doors closest to the change rooms will be the entry. The doors closest to the reception will be the exit to create a flow in the room. You must use the hand sanitizers on entry and exit of the studio. Please ring the studio in advance if you've been traveling so we can just have a chat about that too. We just need to make sure that you've had an appropriate quarantine period and that it's safe for you to attend class. We're doing our best. We're upholding all the hygiene as much as we can. We've always taken that pride to keep a clean studio. We're now doing even extra, wiping all commonly used surfaces and sanitizing carpets between classes, as well with the toilets as well. There will be some slight changes. Under our guidelines we've received, there's to be no expiratory breathing during class. So your teacher will take you through just some modifications to the 2 breathing exercises we do at the beginning and the end of class. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. That's just everything I wanted to share with you. We're waiting here. We can't wait. And I will see you soon in the hot room. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.